If they wanna rock, they rock. If they wanna roll, they roll. They can roll with the punch as long as they feel like they're in control. And if they wanna stay, they stay. If they wanna go, they go. They don't care how they get there, long as they get somewhere they know.
Hello and welcome back to a series of podcasts on the 15th anniversary of Sounds Like This, the very first full-length record by my good friend, singer-songwriter, producer, gadabout town, Eric Hutchinson. That is Eric right there.
Hello.
Yes.
And this song we're about to talk about is the song that changed it all for me.
And is still the most popular song on Spotify and everywhere else, the most requested song, a song that has been on TV shows and movies and other things. We'll talk about all of that, but we're talking about rock and roll.
Rock ampersand.
Ampersand, I was going to say,
roll.
yes.
And
I
that
got
was
that
always
wrong.
I had to be diligent about that early on, especially.
So there's rock and, the N with the two, and then there's rock and. So why rock and ampersand
I'm
roll?
so glad you asked.
Really?
Yeah. To me, rock is the first character, roll is the second character. It's the story of I always hated this name of this song, but it was what people always called it when I sang it, There was no other good name for it, but to me, I'm telling the story of these two people, and it's sort of rock and roll. It's the story of these two people.
That is a revelation for me. Wow, I'm so glad we did this. Okay, see ya. No, okay, so that's all I needed to know. All right, so I wrote down here, this is your Piano Man. This is your Werewolves of London. This is the one you have to play.
Yeah.
Do you ever get sick of playing this?
I don't get sick of playing it, but I went through a period where I was playing it so much that I would forget I was playing it. I'd be thinking about what I was going to do later, and then I'd be like, I'm in the middle of playing this song at a show. And that happens. I've heard a lot of musicians talk about that, but and I'd lean over and be like, did we play the bridge yet? And I've tried very hard to get away from that and try to be more present. But it's a song that's just deeply in my muscle memory at this point.
Sure.
But no, I get asked what's my favorite song a lot, and I don't really have an answer, but this should probably be my favorite song. It's opened the most doors. I've played it the most. I've done all sorts of things with it. It's the song that is given me a career, so I'm very thankful to it. And it's one of my older songs that I still play.
Club is sneaking, fancy drinks and $50 cover charge. Lately it's been a big hassle, Heineken to Newcastle, to make sure he's fitting in and living large. Disregard the lies that he will tell him what he's probably like, 'cause it's not hard. His charm is gonna get him through the night. 'Cause if he wanna rock, he rocks. If he wanna roll, he rolls. Roll with the punch as long as he feels like he's in control. And if he wanna stay, he stays. If he wanna go, he goes. He doesn't care how he gets there, long as he gets somewhere he knows. Oh no, and na 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 na.
Do you remember when you wrote it?
Yes, absolutely.
Tell me that.
I was not yet 21. I was living in New York City. Summer of 2001, a bunch of my friends from college, we were all doing an NYU program where you could just stay in their dorms pretty much, and you could do internships and things. And that's when I really started playing a ton of open mics. And I would play this one at the Bag It Inn,
Sure.
which is no longer with us, but this was a choice time slot of Sunday morning at a bar at 11 a.m. for an open mic.
Right. And by the way, if you did that in Nashville, that is a prime choice.
That's true.
Not in New York City.
That's true.
Though. Yeah.
This was not a prime spot. Nobody was there, and the bartender was still setting up. But I convinced them to give me a full hour to just be on stage. And I remember waiting to get in there, and I started coming up with this song idea. And these days, if I did that, if I had the beginning of a song, I'd sing it into my iPhone, or I'd make a video or something. I'd be able to record it right away, but I didn't have anything. So I just took this thing, and I went up onto stage, and I kind of just was writing the song on stage because there was nobody there.
Sure.
But I was like, I got to keep playing this song so that I can remember it. And right away, people noticed it, and people asked about it, and people liked it, and it was just always a song that people gravitated towards.
Do you know why? Could you guess why? Is it the...
I don't know.
The fact that it's a party song, you're talking about going out, having a good time, that kind of thing.
I mean, to me, the song was written, as I look back, it's an introvert trying to understand why people like going out to the bars and going to go clubbing and stuff. I didn't recognize myself as an introvert back then. I just knew that I liked hanging out with my friends at home, and then whenever we wanted to go out, I was like, this doesn't sound very fun to me. And it was that's what I think is sort of funny about the song. People kind of think of it as a party song or something, but it's kind of, mocking the bar hookup culture and everything. And it was what I was imagining. I couldn't get into the bars yet. I was only 20. I had a fake ID, but I couldn't really get into that many of them. And it was me sort of imagining that world.
See her, heavy makeup and cut t-shirt. Every girl out wants to be her. But they look the same already by just reading the magazine secrets, forgetting the topical regrets. Cause if she comes home all alone, the nights are bust into must. Swiveling her hips and the look she gives, it's all a trust. If only in the morning she knew where she lived.
But I don't know why people like it, because it's catchy and it's got some words that you recognize, rock and roll, and they played it on VH1. That helps a lot to get people to like a song.
What else? What film? It was on. Did they use this?
It was in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2.
That's an important.
But I did have a lot of people that learned from that. I just recently finally saw that movie and that scene in it, and it's got a pretty choice, big. It's like a music video for my song for like a minute and a half. But yeah, it got me signed to 2 labels.
It's a song that
at one
keeps on
point, the
giving.
A&R guy at Maverick Records told me, it's like the biggest cliche. He's like, we need 9 more rock and rolls, and
Right.
it's a song that's haunted me at times because I'm constantly, I think, trying to top it in one way or another. But it's my song, and it's been good to me.
Yes,
So here
I
we
think you
are.
have, if I may, top it.
Thank you.
There are great, when I think of the big ones for you, Tell the World, or some of the things that are on pure fiction, and Watching You Watch Him. These songs are sort of the children of rock and roll in a way.
Maybe. This is one of the very few songs I've written in the third person.
Yes, it's a character song. I wrote that down. And I'd like to say thank Eric once again for being one of the voices in my book, Take a Sad Song, The Emotional Currency of Hey Jude. Go ahead and put it on the screen. Thank you. Because you said that is so hard to sing in the second person without being polemic, without preaching someone. And
Yeah.
Hey Jude does that really well. It's a comforting song. Then there's this third person song, which Randy Newman does beautifully, and you do, which probably, again, attracted me to you. And I wrote here, it's a snapshot of being young, always searching out a place to blow it out. Following characters through these evenings is very, very ambitious, I think, for a songwriter.
And maybe it's why people like it, because I'm not in the song. They can be in the song instead, It's like, I'm telling your story.
You
go.
You figured it out.
I got to write more third-person songs. That's my new album, Third Person.
The third person. Listen, it's an excellent device, and it does allow other people to feel like their story is being told. That's an excellent point.
But that was it, I think. I couldn't write a song about this world because I wasn't in it. I was on the outside looking at it.
Can I evoke Joni again?
Sure.
She never made it to Woodstock and wrote the song, which is the quintessential song of Woodstock, later on made famous, and they put it in the film by Crosby, Stills and Nash, but that's her song.
She didn't play at Woodstock?
She could not make it. She wasn't invited to play, but she was supposed to go. And her manager said, no, you were supposed to be on Dick Cavett or one of those shows the next day. You'll get stuck there, something.
Interesting.
Somebody will slip acid into your drink, which probably would have happened, and you'll miss it. So she stayed home. And imagine what it would be like without even seeing the footage.
Right.
And she captured it. So there you go.
Yeah.
You captured
I
Woodstock.
got clubs right.
I mean, all right, so I have something I would like to ask you to do. You could say no, and we could cut this out.
Okay.
that part where you go nuts, that starts off with, and in a wink, they're on the brink.
And in a wink, they're on the brink, from drink to drink, and at the bar, we catch the blow, shot to shot, it's getting hot, advance the plot to see how far it's gonna go. All depends, we'll ditch the friends and grab a cab, another chance at cheap romance. Doesn't count cause the room is spinning, nothing to lose tonight, they both are winning. And they fall in love as they fall in bed, they sing.
Could you do that a cappella right now?
Maybe. This is a holdover from my short-lived rap career, I think. This was how I wrote a lot of my early songs.
Oh, so this was your attempt
it had sort of a rappy thing to it.
Yeah.
This song, as many of my songs, very difficult for me to drop in. I have to start at the beginning and just go through it.
Right.
And in a wink, they're on the brink, from drink to drink, and at the bar with cash to blow. Shot to shot, it's getting hot. Advance the plot to see how far it's gonna go.
So can you sing the last one? Sing
All
it.
depends.
Can you sing it?
All depends, so ditch the friends and grab a cab. Another chance at cheap romance. Doesn't count cause the room is spinning. Nothing to lose tonight, they both are winning. And they fall in love as they fall in bed, they sing.
Nice! You did it!
Thank you.
And in a wink, on the brink, from drink to drink, and at the bar, we catch the flow, shot to shot, it's getting hot, advance the plot to see how far it's gonna go. All depends, we'll ditch the friends and grab a cab, another chance to cheap romance. Doesn't count cause the room is spinning, nothing to lose tonight, they both are winning. And they fall in love as they fall in love.
Well, how did you do that? Did that just come out there? You made a specific, I'm going to do a breakdown now and do my own rap?
I guess, yeah. I wrote a lot of songs like that in the earlier days. I'd have a lot of kind of quick wordplay. And I'm barely hanging on those lyrics there. But
I love it.
But it's also, I think, whether
true.
I was trying to do it or not, it was intentionally, it is the rest of the song's kind of a slow setup. And then that part's the fast part. It takes a while to get to the club and get going and get drunk, and then that part's kind of all a blur, and you get into the cab and you go home. And
how does he get her alone? She's got friends in the way of his master plan. Maybe they'll take a cab home, let the drinks do the work, then pretend it's something more than cheap romance. And she falls in love, but he falls in bed the same.
so I think there's a little bit of that. But also this song changes pronouns every chorus too.
Correct. You're a he, she. You're the guy.
And they.
And they. So rock and roll and everyone.
So it's telling his story, her story, and then it's telling them together. Now they've hooked up, and now it's if they want to rock,
they're
rock.
falling in love and they fall into bed.
Yeah.
That's another reason why this song works. It's got a happy ending.
It does.
Assuming,
even though I think I was saying this sarcastically, but yeah, it feels like a happy ending.
Unless they wake up tomorrow and they're like,
I want to go out and pick up chicks, man. This song's awesome.
There was a time before people met on the internet where you had to go to some place to meet them. And if it worked out for you, you might fall in love. Because it's not like they got laid, it's they fall in love. There's something sweet about that, is my point.
Right. But I think I was being sarcastic. They fall in love as they fall in bed. You have to, kind of. You know,
True. But it does have a nice happy ending.
That's why I think this song to me was always a pretty sarcastic look at this world. But it wasn't interpreted that way. It was interpreted as upbeat and catchy and a song you could put on while you're getting ready to go out.
Right. Now, do you think, we already talked about that, the juxtaposition of sad lyric or intense lyric with happy, peppy songs and melodies, but do you think that, how do you fall on this as an artist? Once a song is out there and people interpret it, everybody's got an ownership to it? Or do you think it's very important that people, I know we're doing these podcasts and you talk about what you're thinking, but do you think it's important for us to find out what the artist is thinking specifically?
It's dangerous, and I've changed it. I don't say it's what the song's about anymore. Maybe I already did on this podcast, but I think what I'm usually speaking for now is, here's what I was thinking about when I was writing the song. Here's what I was trying to get at. Here's what my intention was. And, the song can be whatever it needs to be for anybody. I mean, I would never want to take that away. And if you've done a great job often of building cases of what a song is that I totally had no idea about it. And, you know, that's part of the fun of it all.
Well, we never even mentioned this, but this is why the song's popular. It's got na-nas in it.
It's got some na-na-nas.
Did you just have nothing else there, or you like to sing along?
I mean, if you want to break down why it's popular, it's got a catchy verse, it's got a catchy pre-chorus, it's got a catchy chorus, and it's got a catchy post-chorus, which is the na-na-na. So there's four good parts to sing along to.
And they fall in love as they fall in love, they sing. If they wanna rock, they rock. If they wanna roll, they roll. They can roll with the punch as long as they feel like they're in control. And if they wanna stay, they stay. If they wanna go, they go. They don't care how they get there, long as they get somewhere they know. No, na 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 na.
When I had my only work of fiction, I called it has first novel-itis, where you jam a lot of the things. This is like first music pop jamming everything in. It's a soup, if you will.
And I made a lot of versions of this song. Like this was, like I said, it got a lot of attention. I worked with a lot of different producers, and I could never get it right until Sounds Like This. And I found more, because people would play it straight, they'd play it more like a rock song. The beat would be like boom, 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 boom. And it wasn't until I really started leaning a little more into the reggae side of it and a little more of the lilt that I found the bounciness in it, and that's when we finally got it. But I've got lots of other versions of it, and it never sat right for me. It would fall more into like Creedence, Down by the what's the song? It sounds a little bit like Out in the Streets, which is a good song, but I was always looking for a little bit more of a swing to it.
If she wanna rock, she rocks. If she wanna roll, she rolls. She can roll with the punches as long as she feels like she's in control. And if she wanna stay, she stays. If she wanna roll, she goes. She doesn't care how she gets there, long as she gets somewhere she goes. Oh no, na 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 na.
Well, that's Rock and Roll, the most popular song in the Eric Hutchinson canon. It's official, almost everywhere. It's a song that started your career. It's a song that
will bury me.
It will bury you, and you could never not play it. One last question, have you played a gig where you didn't play it after it became popular?
Maybe not like a paying gig, not a show where people paid to come see it.
Right.
I've never left it out. It's not my vibe.
Did you play? I want to thank you again for playing my nieces and my nephew's graduation, the Songs of Summer up in Liverpool, New York. Did you play it there?
I don't know.
You might not.
But
have
nobody
played
paid.
So that's why.
But it's a song I love and I'm very thankful for, and I'm thankful for all the people that have listened to it over the years and downloaded it on iTunes and continue to stream it and sing along to it. So thank you very much.
And it will be on vinyl soon, thank goodness. All right, that's Rock and Roll. And we move on to side 2 of Sounds Like This in the 15th Anniversary Celebration podcast.